Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. What you eating, man? You eating turkey or you eating chicken? I tell you what, I was never really a turkey guy, but goddamn, I'd rather have turkey instead of the chicken I've been eating the last goddamn 10, 15 years or so. Let me tell you something. Boxing is going to be around if turkey ends up going away. Now, I see that some people out here think turkey's going to be around forever. Some people think he's not going to be around too much longer and he's going to run out of money. Now, to those people, I say, you hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Turkey going to run out of money. But there are some who are saying, look, man, whether he's around forever or he's not, the bottom line is boxing was dead before Saudi Arabia got involved. Now, I'm going to read to you a couple of things that some people have said, right? Now, this is over the last couple of years before Turkey really started to get involved. They say people have been saying for years that boxing is a one-way street to its inevitable end. But how much truth is there to that? As a casual fan that's only been following boxing closely for a bit under 2 years, how does this year end and last year compare to the years prior? Now, let me just stop at that question, right? Let me pose that to you all. When you take a look at how this year is going to end, and it compares the 2023, 2022, 21, 20, 19, and 18. How does it compare? When you drop that comparison, right, and you take a look at where boxing's going now, does boxing seem to be more alive than ever? Because there doesn't have to be much life in a sport for it to still have a pulse. So maybe boxing always had a pulse, but it really didn't have any life. Now, we know the Ray Leonard, Hagler days, Bob Arum been around for a while, Muhammad Ali and all that, right? Boxing was alive. More than just a pulse. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Floyd Mayweather. Boxing was alive. But around that Floyd Mayweather time, you started hearing little rumblings, man. HBO going away. Boxing could be dying. Showtime emerges. Showtime goes away. Big fights aren't getting made. Promoters are just fighting their guys against each other. All kind of crap going on. People complaining. Everybody out here. Boxing's dead. Boxing's dying. So when Turki Alalshikh comes on the scene, me personally, I don't see what the complaining is about him. Now, what I will tell you is I did a video earlier. Some of you may have seen it or not. You know, I don't know how much longer Turkey's going to be around, because if you really pay attention to what this man is saying, he's got some serious health issues. But nonetheless, I think Turkey is good for the sport, and I think it's a good thing that he's here. And I will say, since he's really come from behind the curtain, I'd say boxing has life in it again. I said before it had a pulse, but now I think it has life. And there's a big difference when you look at 2022, 23, 24, and look at the years prior. You would get a big fight here and there, but you weren't getting a bunch of big, huge fights. The top 1% make good money, but all the other guys on the undercards weren't really making that kind of money. You look at the shit happened there with Crawford and Spence, you know, there's so much back and forth of money and where they're going to get the money from, and Showtime having ups and downs and Crawford in the breeze, and that shit was horrible. You look before that, a fight that was really close to being made, and I ain't going to beat a dead horse, but at AJ and Wilder, some big money was there for that fight. Fight didn't happen because of whatever, breakdown with goddamn Eddie Hearn and managers and whatever. But there was big money there. But you know why? Saudi was behind it. But outside of that, I mean, there's onesie twosies. Canelo always been killing it because he's a pay-per-view attraction, especially 5, 6, 7 years ago when he was really out here banging it out. Now even his pay-per-view numbers have dried up just because people don't want to pay for the shit. So for people out here who are talking about, you know what, boxing is not as popular as it once was. Right now, boxing is bubbling. Boxing is very popular. But there was a bit of a spell, which I got to be real. I mean, almost everyone I talk to, I would say like, not diehard boxing fans. Like you ain't never going to hear me come out here and say nothing crazy about boxing. I mean, I love boxing. I never missed anything. But when you listen to some of these guys who are casuals, I mean, years ago, they tell you, man, is Mayweather still boxing? He retired, right? Mike Tyson? I'm like, my man, you was talking about Mike Tyson? Like, they really didn't know. They really didn't know any of these fighters. You talk now, everybody know what the hell going on. Even the casuals know what's going on. And you know what? And if they don't know some of the fighters' names, they know they got somebody named Turki Alalshikh running around here putting money in everything. Because Turki Alalshikh's expanding over into the MMA world. So the bottom line is, if y'all don't want Turki Alalshikh involved and talking about he need to go back to the desert and let that sandstorm sweep him off his feet and throw his ass out in the middle of nowhere, okay, well then y'all don't want Turki, y'all deal with chicken. Bob Arum, is Bob Arum gonna make the big fights? He ain't putting no money up. Bob Arum ass so tight when he fought, he whistled. Eddie Hearn, he just showed you he ain't putting no money up. Eddie Hearn just showed y'all he ain't putting no money up. That's horrible. And we all know De La Hoya. Man, when Juan Manuel Marquez comes out, Juan Manuel Marquez came out and said De La Hoya took money from him, was trying to take money, he robbed him. It was trying to take 20% of the money he made when he fought Pacquiao. I said, damn, Juan Manuel Marquez? So you know you can't count on De La Hoya. He barely hanging on because he got DAZN over there working with him. He barely hanging on because he had 3 big fights that saved his ass. Ryan Garcia and Tank put him back on the map. What he said, Golden Boy is back, baby. Then Ryan Garcia and Devin did pretty good. Not what they were expecting, but it did pretty good. Then Jaime Munguia and Canelo. But if it wasn't for that, De La Hoya would be able to, he was trying to sell that crack house. De La Hoya Golden Boy is worth $1 billion and I've got investors and die. Man was taking it to the stupid. Man, I tell you what, it's crazy. Get this guy here, man. Boxing isn't dying. It never has and never will. People want to see someone punch another guy in the face. What should you be asking is its popularity dying? In some places it is, but in others it's not. I've been watching boxing since the 90s, and at the moment it's bigger than it were back then. That's what one guy thought. Another guy's like, man, you're crazy. So, you know, the bottom line is where we're at now. Boxing's been revived. Whether you think as far as being more attractive as a sport to casual fans, or whether you think it's been revived financially. The bottom line is boxing's been revived. So when I read some comments that come on some of the videos I publish, and people say, can't wait till Turki Alalshikh is gone. Turki Alalshikh is ruining the sport. If somebody feels he's ruining the sport, at least be specific. And I know if you're like me, I ain't got time to type. I'm not a guy who's going to type a big dissertation in a comment. Like, that's not me. And plus, I ain't a guy to argue, so if you disagree with me, you just do. I'll call you a seagull and go on about my fucking business. But if you're going to say that Turki Alalshikh needs to go away, but why? If he goes away, then what? Someone tell me how he's ruining the sport. Because when Saudi, let me tell you, Saudi's been involved for a while. But they were more, you were more seeing them with the AJ fights. Then you saw, I know for a fact they were involved with Tyson Fury shit. Okay? But then you see in the last couple of years, you know, with Riyadh season, they're really paying a lot of fighters a lot of money, especially guys on the undercard. And when I go and I watch the show, like I listen to the fans, right? But then when I go and watch like Talk Sport, UK little sports show, right? They got a guy named Simon, right? That guy, I don't know what that guy's issue is. they start complaining about Turki Alalshikh putting too much money into the sport of boxing, overpaying fighters on the undercard. Let me tell you something. I don't eat cheeseburgers and all that fast food, right? I may be born in America, but my belly is straight Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I'm saying? I need my goddamn West Indian food. But if I was a guy who ate these cheeseburger shit, right? Fast food stuff. And I went through the goddamn drive-thru and they just happened to put a slice of cheese on there that I didn't ask for and didn't charge me for it. I'm not gonna complain. So all these guys used to getting a plain goddamn cheeseburger just because Turki Alalshikh is putting a slice of cheese on there. Why y'all complaining? Why should everybody eat a basic cheeseburger? A basic hamburger, maybe some pickles. You may get lettuce, you may get mustard, you may get onions, you may get some tomatoes. But the slice of cheese sets it off. What's the problem? I'll tell you what, if y'all think boxing is in a bad space right now, what do you think will happen if Turki Alalshikh if something happens to Turki Alalshikh and then the money he's putting up for these big events and paying these fighters and making these big matches, what do you think happens then? Let's be real. Enjoy it while it's here, man. Y'all crazy. The people out here who think Turki Alalshikh is bad, I'll tell you what, go eat fucking chicken then. You can. It's like Bubba, what's the guy there in Forrest Gump? Bubba's shrimp. We have shrimp gumbo, we have great barbecue shrimp, fried shrimp, we got shrimp scampi, we got curry shrimp, we got shrimp. All right, do that with the chicken. You got chicken, fried chicken, baked chicken, we got barbecue chicken, you got chicken scampi, chicken Alfredo, chicken. You go get all the goddamn chicken. Bob Arum, De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, and all them little smaller promoters. I'm gonna eat turkey because when turkey's at the table, every day's Thanksgiving. And if he goes away, I think the top 1% will do very well. Other than that, it's gonna be back in the same space it was in. Just imagine if Al Heyman never came on the scene, right? Because PBC carried the sport for a long time. What if Al Heyman never came on the scene? What condition do you think boxing would be in? Maybe boxing would be just fine. These fighters would be getting paid, little to nothing for fights, except for the top 1%, and basically kill what you eat. But Turki Alalshikh, they ain't got to kill nothing. He feeding them. And that's, I think, exactly what it will go back to. If he decides, because he's already sick, right? If something happens to him, and that Saudi money ain't there for some reason, King Salman decides he don't want to continue what Turki Alalshikh started, shit gonna get hectic. And it's gonna be back to kill what you can eat. If you can, increase your profile, expand your audience, and make sure your audience willing to pay to see you. You kill what you eat. You sell 1 million pay-per-views. Okay, you probably make 20, 25 million. You can only do 100. Well, you'd probably be eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, all right? So, that being said, just chill out. I know some people think, boxing, it's all sports. It's like a cycle, man, and it's just like every couple of years you see these cycles happen, and, it's just, boxing doesn't quite have a firm framework. It's more of a fluid framework. That's why it kind of ebbs and flows, and nobody really understands it. Let me tell you something, man. They've been saying boxing is dying for a while, and boxing hasn't gone anywhere. But the one thing I have noticed about boxing, even before Turki Alalshikh came on, is there were certain fights that just weren't getting made. And since he's come on board, there's all kind of fights that are getting made. And I think if he goes away, and we take a look at, let's say he goes away for 2025, and we compare the fights that are made in 2025 and the activity of boxers in 2025 to 2024 and 2023, I think it'll be a very noticeable comparison, a difference. I think it'll just jump right out at you, like somebody wearing church shoes and white socks. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all keep cool. I know location and demographics play into a whole lot, but for everybody complaining about this guy Turki Alalshikh, look, I'm gonna tell you this, right? This ain't a Daniel Kinahan video. We're just talking about Turki and what he's doing for fighters. And if these guys can come out here and in one fight make what they would normally make for like 10, 11 fights without a guy like Turki putting up the money that he's putting up, I think they should get it. I want them to get it. I ain't into the corruption and shit. I don't know exactly what all's the deal with Turki Alalshikh. We know that, man, they print their own goddamn money. But what I'll say is, if these guys can get paid, then get paid. And what I like is he's trying to pay everybody. But I don't understand why people are coming back complaining. I mean, goddamn. You want fighters to be underpaid? Then you complain. Fighters should make more. Now they're being overpaid, you complaining? That's crazy. For those of you who are talking shit, if you're working, right? I'm retired, okay? But even me being retired, there's some people feel like that MF will make too much money to be retired. But if you ask me, if they give me more money, I ain't gonna come out here and complain. As far as I'm concerned, I'm being underpaid, man. Why would somebody complain? It's like I got friends out here. If I find out that they just got a pay raise of an extra 20, 30,000 a year, just no reason, it's got a pay raise. I'm not gonna be like, my man, you're doing the same thing as this guy over here. That's crazy. You're being overpaid. No, I'll be like, good, man. Should have been 100,000 if you ask me. Anyway, I don't know. That's just me. I think everybody should be getting it. Get as much as you can. But basically what Turki Alalshikh is doing, in my opinion, is like someone starting up a business. If you can get it in 1 year, 2 years, right, and make a couple million, and then sell that business off, it may flop after that. But the ultimate goal is to get in, make some good money, and if you can sustain yourself, cool. If not, get out. And that's what Turki Alalshikh is doing. He's coming in. These people are having like these little startup businesses, and they just happen to be making a whole lot of money that first year out, where normally that first year you're struggling. But they're making it all right up front. And then, bounce. Anyway, I'll say for those who complain about Turki Alalshikh, look, cool, no problem. When Turkey's at the table every day, it's Thanksgiving. If you don't want that, well, good. Get your goddamn ass some chicken and shut up. In the breeze.